Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So I thought I would go ahead and do this week's week ahead spread. And as you can see, I did pull the cards ahead of time. And I am using my Journey of the Secret Bee Tarot and my Wisdom of the Secret Bee Oracle. I did use these during the week. And I got some quite interesting results this past week on them. I was going to use them for the whole month, but I have other decks that are like calling my name to paired with Oracle decks. So I may only use this 1 week. But if you're just tuning into my channel, usually I do a energy, obstacle, and advice for the week. I go over them intuitively, and then I look at the book and see what the book says. I did pull a card from the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle, and it is dreams. And of course, dreams is I've pulled this specific card like 3 times this week, which goes along with a card. I did look at these. I didn't. I just glanced at them when I was pulling them, but I noticed one of them is a card I pulled at least 3 times when I pulled this too. So I found that very interesting as well. So, without further ado, for the energy of the week, I pulled, and that was upside down. I pulled the Hermit. And the Hermit to me is all about going inward, retrospect, being in retrospect. In the last few weeks, I've been getting, which I find interesting, the kind of opposite. Basically come out of your hermit mode. You've been in hermit mode too long. Come out of it. And I feel like a turtle that kind of poked its head out, looked around and was like, nah, I'm good. This past week. So it's kind of interesting that this card came up. And I get this like funky, it's one of the few people in this deck. This funky retro tribal ancient but 70s vibe out of this. It's kind of a hermit that's all over the place. And that's how I kind of feel, is that hermit that knows I should be out there in the world doing things, but is refusing to come out of hermit mode. It's like, if I don't step into the world and show people who I am, then they can't criticize me. And I know that's a messed up way of thinking, but that's the kind of vibe I've been getting this past week, especially from this deck. So I find that quite interesting that came up. Wow. So for the obstacle of the week, and I pulled this card, the Devil card. I pulled it at least 3 times this past week using this deck. And again, it could be talking about me being in that hermit mode. It's kind of like a self-destruct button where I'm doing this to myself. The devil on my back is me, preventing me from furthering my knowledge, my wisdom, my journey, which I find irritating and scary at the same time, because I'm the one doing it. And sometimes it's like you're on this roller coaster and you don't know how to stop it. And that's the way I been feeling the last couple weeks on this. So that's interesting that the Devil card came up yet again. And I feel like that's the way to overcome it, is literally push myself out of the hermit mode. And then we have the the advice for the week, and it's the Knight of Swords, and he's all about taking mindful action. And I think that's the big part here. A lot of knights I see in the Knight of Swords, he's charging in, almost seemingly like it's an afterthought. But the swords is all about the mind. So he's mindful. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what chess piece to move to be in a position to win the battle. And I find that quite interesting. And again, it ties into here. Like, I know exactly what to do to get out of this mode, to get the devil off my back. I'm just not doing it. And I feel like the solution has been coming to me in my dreams as well. Because I do have a lot of dreams. I've mentioned before, I have a lot of prophetic dreams. I have a lot of meeting mystic dreams. So I find that interesting that, of course, the answer is going to come in my dreams because I'm not listening during my waking hours, even though I'm in this hermit mode. So let's go to the book. And for Journey of the Sacred Bee with the Hermit, and it's not lost on me, this is probably the third time also this week that I have gotten, pulled myself some cards and gotten major arcanas. Going within, allow for clarity and self-awareness. Emerge with a new practice or perspective and shine the light for others to follow. The Hermit, Hebrew letter Yod, zodiac sign Virgo, which is what I am. I am a Virgo. The journey. The bee now understands how to exert peaceful force and feels an external power. She flies up to a mountaintop and encounters the hermit. The wise shaman teaches the bee the necessity of also going on a solitary quest and tapping into inner wisdom as another form of magical power. This is a complex type of enlightenment and may take years to achieve, but when it's attained, it can be passed along to other seekers along the path. Interesting that this is kind of like a teacher thing, and the teacher thing has been coming up a lot for me, which I find very intriguing, to say the least. But I also want to say that to go inward, we often meditate, and I have not meditated in so long. And I think this is another jab to say, hey, you're not doing the things that would probably make you feel more at ease if you were to come out of hermit mode, to get you out of this hermit mode, like meditating, peaceful awareness moments, that you just take time for yourself every day to do something for even if it's 5 minutes, take that time. And I'm not doing that. So I find that interesting that is what I'm also feeling with this hermit, is like, take that time to be 5 minutes a day to be a true hermit and just go inward and meditate and do these things. These little by little, you will this will just fall away and you'll be more confident to step out into the world and come out of this hermit mode. So then we have the devil. Realize that thoughts and actions can trap one into a dark place. Lift the chains that restrain by simply making the decision to take action and start fresh. And that's what I was saying. And again, the Knight of Swords, he's taking action. Do something. It's saying, do something, anything to step out of this. The zodiac or Hebrew letter Ayin, zodiac sign Capricorn. The journey forces of creation captivated the bee, and she began to get lost in the addictive euphoria of power. She forgot about the spiritual lessons learned thus far and felt bound to old memories and ancestral patterns and dwelling on negativity. Wow. This deck knows me so well. This is why I love this deck. This is dead on what I've been going through. Feeling of despair set in, but the way out of the darkness was elusive. She felt trapped in a world of overindulgence, resentment, and self-centered behavior. That part doesn't resonate, but it's being trapped in this hermit mode that's quite interesting. Really. Quite interesting. Divinatory meaning. Power can have an addictive quality. Feeling bound by a situation can perpetuate oppression for yourself and others. Your shadow self emerges and clouds good judgment. Petty things become as important as spiritual matters once were. Negativity is a constant temptation, and you feel stuck in darkness. The only solution is to make a decision to change current patterns. No matter how helpless you feel, you can take the responsibility to lift yourself out of the situation. Wow. That's exactly what I was saying. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And those aren't as big of information. Knight of Swords. Heir of Air. The Knight of Swords is extremely impulsive, as in an act now, think later personality. Hastiness sometimes leads to careless efforts, but they are intelligent and inquisitive enough to figure it out. And see, that's what I don't like about, that's what I don't jive with when it comes to the Knight of Swords. Almost every Knight of Swords I have, they have this act now, think later persona about the knight. And here to me, because the owl is very wise. Okay, he's got his sword. He's ready to fight. He's charging in. But he's charging in as a thinking owl. Like, he knows exactly where he's headed and what he's doing. So I often find that almost insulting when it says act now, think later for the Knight of Swords. Because the knight is all about the mind, or that the swords are all about the mind. Of course he's thinking. He's not just plowing in willy-nilly. I feel like he's like the knight on the chessboard, and he knows exactly what move to make next. So yeah, that's my thing on the Knight of Swords. So then we have dreams here. And I get, oh my gosh, one more. What is it? This is the element of water. My cat jumped up here, so he's walking the table. So if you see a tail, it's him. Okay. Pictured, suspended in a bubble, the bee dreams of the world of the pollinators. The bees are thought to have access between worlds. According to lore, bees actually do sleep, and some studies show that their brains cycle through states of light and deep sleep, which suggests that they dream. Wow, that's interesting. Dreams are where all possibilities live. Thousands of dreams and nightmares go unremembered, floating in our own bubble as if in an altered reality, maybe as far as we ever go with dreams. But exploring things like lucid dreaming may unfold the conscious connections between animal, mineral, and the cosmos. Interesting. I've had a few lucid dreams. Pay attention to your dreams and receive the gift of two worlds. Remember your dreams and find the crystal within. You have a message waiting for you that can be accessed while you float in the space between being awake and asleep. Put a pen and notebook on your nightstand and record your dreams before you forget them. And that's weird with me, and I've heard that a lot, because most of my dreams are like I've watched a movie, and when I wake up, I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened and that happened. And if it's really a message dream that I need, it will continue to play over and over and over and over until I actually talk about it or write it down or put it in a blog or something, and really examine it. So I find that interesting that there are people out there that either have dreams that fade away once they wake up, because that very rarely happens to me. I could write a whole series of books just on the dreams I've had, which is odd to me because most people forget them. I don't. It's like most of my brain is stored with all the dreams I've had in my life. But anyway, I digress. That is this week's Week Ahead spread. If you guys resonate or have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.